brings you in today?
Well, I don't get along with my sister really anymore. I have a half sister and a half brother. My sister was married for 10 years, and then I was really close to my brother-in-law, and then she decided to go out one night, and she basically started seeing this guy, and just started dating him, and decided that she wasn't gonna come home. And so now her and my ex-brother-in-law are divorced, and she's now gonna marry this guy in July. And she also has a 6-year-old son with my ex-brother-in-law, and she just doesn't. We didn't even know she's getting divorced until my brother-in-law called my mom and said she didn't come home, and so she doesn't talk about it or anything.
How long ago did this take place?
Let's see, about 4 years ago.
And do you mind describing the extent of your relationship with your sister? Like, what kind of activities did you used to do? Like, how much older is she than you?
I'm 23 and she's 34. So she was 12 when I was born, and my dad was married before, and so she's my dad's daughter. And I used to always go over to like her house and everything, and we just like hang out, like me, her, and my brother-in-law. Just like watch movies and like go to the movies like at the mall and everything. And now it's like she bought this new house with her now like fiance, and I haven't even seen it. She used to text all the time. We don't text anymore. And I guess I just kind of not resented her, but like me and my parents would try to talk to her about it, and she would just like shut us down and not.
So you would try to reach out to her, and she wouldn't necessarily reach back out, or when she did, would it be very dismissive?
Yeah, kind of. She just wouldn't want to talk about it. Like when she came over for like Thanksgiving, like when she first started seeing this guy, she like called him her roommate and everything, and like my whole family knew he wasn't like her roommate exactly. Like
it was more than that.
They were like dating.
So that it sounds like that kind of broke a barrier of trust right there. Maybe you started thinking that she was trying to give off a different impression than what she was actually doing.
Yeah, she just I don't know. Like she's just hard to talk to. I guess she's like stubborn, which I guess is what like we get from my dad. And so she just kind of like put a wall up and just
like it sounds like she doesn't want to talk about things that are necessarily bothering her, and more so she kind of wants to put on this happy face on it. Everything's fine. I don't want to talk about this any further.
She's just with this new guy and not with her husband anymore. Like they dated or they were married for 10 years, almost like today that she like kind of went with him and everything.
It sounds like this. The way I'm getting at, it sounds like this was kind of an impulsive decision. Had she shown like a history of impulsive behavior in the past, or was this something that you deemed at the time to be completely out of character?
I would say kind of out of character. Like her mom did the same thing to my dad. Like she, her mom like cheated on my dad with her now husband, and so then they got divorced, and then my sister did like the same thing kind of. And so I don't know if it's like not in her mind, but like in the back of her head, like I did the same thing kind of. Not that she wanted to do it, but she talked about like how she said like she didn't want kids or anything, but then she went through like IVF and everything to have my nephew, and so she just talked about like not wanting kids and everything. That's why she wanted a divorce, but now she's marrying this guy that has 2 kids, so she's like back and forth.
Do you have any kind of additional desire to want to reach out to her, or do you feel like you're better off not talking to her?
I mean, we talk now and then. Like she'll come over to my house and like we'll we'll say a few words and everything, but I feel like we don't really have anything in common, maybe. Like, I'll see, like, holidays and stuff, and I feel like what kind of, like, bonded us more was my relationship with my brother-in-law. Like, we got along really well, and so she kind of, not ruined that, but broke it up.
Yeah, and it sounds like that definitely had an impact on you. Has this by any chance, are you a little, because you've seen, women who have been connected to your family, cheat on their husbands, I would imagine this might make you, like, definitely want to do the opposite of that. Make sure you communicate directly, you don't cheat. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to phrase that. But
Just, like, not make sure I'm in a good relationship. Yeah.
yeah, if you have problems, communicate them as opposed to going out and cheating on your partner.
Yeah, I think definitely. Like I'm not in a relationship right now, but I feel like I want to make sure that we're like in a good place and everything, and not like if I have any issues or anything, not to like go out, because she would go out like once a week, and then it became more and more frequent, and then everybody kind of figured it out.
Because it sounds like there was clearly a lack of communication in her relationship, and there's also a lack of communication amongst your family with the whole, she's calling her boyfriend her roommate situation. Has she always kind of been like this? Has she been prone to not have the most effective communication skills, I feel like?
I would say that's very similar to like my dad. Like he's better communicator than she is, but like if you ask him like certain questions, he might get like one word answers and anything, or like me and my mom will like just go on and like explain our answers and everything, so they're very like to the point, I guess.
They're very succinct, whereas you and your mother like to elaborate and give the whole story.
Yeah, like we still haven't heard like the whole story with like her. We're just like she wants to have her wedding at my house. So
do you think can you think of any early memories where there was a lack of communication and this might have backfired potentially?
with my sister.
Yeah.
Well,
Your sister or your father?
Well, my sister like didn't live with me. She lived with her mom and like about an hour away. So I only saw her recently, so I can't really think of anything specific with her. But like my dad, when like he and like my mom get into like an argument or something, which is like infrequent, he like does like the silent treatment and like kind of shuts off and everything.
Doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe does he like spend time being mad, and then I guess when there's an attempt to try to communicate, he still doesn't.
Yeah, he like stews in it, I guess, and then like a couple of days later, like he'll be fine. Like won't talk about what happened and everything.
So he just won't talk about it, but he'll kind of like forget about it and move on. That's kind of where I'm getting.
Yeah, kind of. Like my mom, like they've been married 27 years, so they've kind of just like figured out like my mom will just like move on or whatever, not like keep talking about it kind of thing. So
When they do argue, are a lot of their arguments connected to the same thing, like or kind of same principles?
yeah, I think so. Like they haven't argued in a long time, so yeah, I would say that's the same thing.
It's a lot of the same things, but it sounds like it almost kind of works for them because they don't argue all that frequently.
I would say
Like
yeah.
it's they argue over the same things, but it's in a highly functional kind of manner, maybe.
Yeah, it's like their way of communicating without like communicating, I
Yeah.
guess. Like they just kind of got used to it.
So it works for them, and they kind of haven't worked. So while it doesn't seem like they have a formal resolution to those kinds of problems, they just kind of move on and forget about it.
Just works for them, kind of.
Whereas if you let's say you're having problems with any of your friends, do you like confront them directly? Not so much confront. Do you address the problem directly with them, and do you try to work out a solution, or do you tend to be a little bit more passive?
I think I would like talk to them more about it and try to find like a common solution.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like in person, I feel like over text, it's not.
It's not nearly as formal.
Mm-hmm.
And certain things, I guess, can be misinterpreted via text.
Right.
So that can cause
Mm-hmm.
situations.
Yeah, I haven't really been in like a full. I've been in a couple, but not like full blown like arguments with friends. So it's like hard to, like, in that moment, figure out what I would do. But I would say, yeah, talk to them more about it.
Yeah. As opposed to shying away from the problem and just giving them the silent treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that your desire to communicate directly is connected to the fact that you've coped with not so direct communication? Or would you say that's just kind of how you?
I would say yeah, because like when my parents like don't talk, or whatever, I'm more like not in the middle, but like they'll talk to me but won't talk to each other.
So they'll kind of vent to you about what they're dealing with in their fight, as opposed to like speaking with each other. Like you're kind of their, you're kind of their therapist.
Yeah. Especially my mom. Yeah.
She'll just rant to you, and you're kind of expected to be the listening wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm the listener. Like everybody says I'm a good listener and everything. I'm just like, I guess so. So I feel like when like I've kind of seen them like do the silent treatment and stuff, I always think like I didn't want to do that kind of thing. So I feel like it works for them, but not like for me. And like
you don't want
get it over with. Find the solution over with better.
And you don't want this to become a hallmark of your future relationships,
yeah.
Regardless of whether it's with someone or just a family or friend relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you say your relationship with your half brother is? Do you experience these same kind of problems with communication with him, or is it something a little different?
I would say yeah. He's my my mom's son from a different marriage, and he's 41, so he's like 18 years older than me, and he's a drug addict. He's recovered now about 90 days, but I've always like had issues with him, I guess, because he'll always like ask, not anymore, but he would always ask my mom for money and like everything, and she would always do it to him. And even though we all knew like where it was going and everything, but I would always try to tell her not to give it to him. But he's my son, different, and I would just say okay. And then when I was a senior in high school, or in college, he asked me for money, and I said no. And so we haven't talked about that or anything. We've always had, like, issues, like, communicating, I guess. Like, it's better now, because he's, like, better, but just, like, I don't know. I don't, like, resent him, because I know that's, disease and everything. But
yeah, you tend to think more of the, you think it's kind of a medical, like biological disease and illness that he's experiencing, as opposed to a personality flaw.
I think it's just like the way he treated my mom and everything, that like she did like everything for him, and that he didn't. Do you like appreciate that?
So you feel almost like it was kind of enabling it, like she was giving him money, but not so much giving him adequate resources for treatment. Even though that's not like her responsibility.
She would like find him like places and everything, and either he wouldn't go or he would get like in a relationship with a girl that was in the same boat as him, and so he would like be on her side more, and they would just do whatever they did together and not. Like she bought him a car, like a used car and everything, and he just kind of like beat it up and everything. I don't know.
Is he also kind of one of those people who won't be direct with members of your family, like your sister? Are there similarities, parallels between the two of them?
I don't know, because I feel like he's very direct with like me and my mom. Like we know what he wants and everything. Like he doesn't beat around the bush. Like he's kind of to the point. so I guess he's kind of like opposite in like her way. I never really thought about like them being similar because they're like they never really grew up with each other to get along, but they got along, but just as like a cordial.
Just because they're family and it was like functional, as opposed to actually being really close, like what it sounds like you were with your sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I get along with my siblings now. It's just like they're just kind of there. I don't know if I really have
They're
like a full relationship.
like, it's kind of touch and go. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're able to function with them and you're able to get along with them, but you definitely have some. I guess maybe. I don't know how to put it. You disagree with some of their decisions, and I don't know.
I think about the past more.
Yeah.
Like a what can happen kind of thing.
Yeah. You have your doubts. You're very cautious.
Mm-hmm. Especially with my brother.
Like you don't want to be taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Like when he texted me and asked for money and everything and said he would pay me back, and I knew that he wouldn't because that's what he said to my mom and everything. And so I texted him saying no and everything, and I explained why and everything, and he didn't even respond or anything, because that's all he wanted was money. And I was a senior in college, so I was like, I don't have that much money.
Has your sister, I guess, taken any semblance of accountability for some of her actions, or has it always just been, like you previously mentioned, putting a happy face on?
I would say she has not been accountable for her actions. She just kind of sweeps it under the rug and just keeps going and everything. Like when she got divorced, my nephew was in he was 5, I guess. So he was going into like elementary school, and she could have had him like in a really great school and everything, but everybody sided with him and everything. So he's in like a inner city like Baltimore school, and she had like tried a little harder. He would be in like a really great school and everything. She just kind of passive, I guess, and does what my brother-in-law wants and everything. In regards to my nephew. So.
How would you say this has been impacting your nephew?
Well, I think because since they're divorced and everything, he gets different, I guess not home life, but like different disciplines and everything.
They're two different situations and they're not always compatible with each other?
Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't know how to like act in like one way or another. Like I think with my sister, he gets like more discipline. It's more like organized and everything. But when he's with my ex-brother-in-law, it's like have a free for all and everything. So he gets in trouble at school when the teacher like tries to tell him what to do and everything. And so I feel like he doesn't have like a cohesive environment.
So you feel like it's not nearly as structured with your ex-brother-in-law as opposed to your sister?
Because he spends more time with him, and he has like a really big family, so they're always like together, just like having fun and everything. And he's always sick with my nephew because he's always like out doing stuff, whatever. He doesn't have time to rest. They want to give him the most fun, I guess.
Is it so much more of an overscheduled sense, or is it just he's out doing a lot of fun things and necessarily?
I would say doing a lot of fun things, just to kind of pack it in before like my sister gets him, so he's like tired and doesn't feel good when she gets him. So.
And would you say maybe like how does he do in school?
Well, he got in trouble like 2 weeks ago. He kicked the teacher, and he just doesn't like he's in kindergarten because of his age. He's in October. And so he just doesn't like focus, I guess, or anything. It just doesn't pay attention.
All right. I guess while that's saving, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quickly.
Okay.
Need that age back.